just a short reminder that the girls soccer team will be passing around, will be coming around with a bucket for a 50-50 raffle.
Okay, it's green.
Going to.
Alright, okay.
Got it.
Go out there and listen. I'm gonna check.
Alright, do you want me to shut the door?
Yeah.
The more that are involved, the more money you can get.
All right, checking the quality of the stream, guys. Checking the volume quality of the stream, making sure everything is working so we can bring you this live version of Truman High School Athletics. I guess it's good for today for the mics. I've got the volume turned down. Did you hear everything? Awesome.
We were good.
All right. After the national anthem, we'll turn. I've got the mics turned all the way down.
Oh, do I just? Who does the intro?
I can do the intro.
Okay.
All right. Your role. You're gonna stand over on this side of the camera, and you're just watching that camera. I'm going to be bouncing back and forth so I can see the action. This will be interesting. So we'll go after the national anthem.
Okay. You gotta hand me my water bottle.
Can you do something for me? How much is water down there? Like a couple dollars. They got a concession stand open?
I'm pretty sure.
Can you go get me some water right quick?
Yeah.
I can do both for a second.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Truman High School for this evening's soccer contest between the Oak Park Northmen and your Truman Patriots. The starting lineups are as follows for Oak Park. Number 1, Carrie Westberg, goalie. Number 2, Nyla Brazelford. Number 7, Angelina Mortali. Number 8, Mickey Hall. Number 11, Esmeralda Alvarez. Number 13, Callie Johnson Coker. Number 16, Hannah Frazier. Number 18, Stevie Oetker. Number 19, Whitney Hong. Number 20, Jessica Zuber. 22, Taylor Hilms. And now the starters for your Truman High School Patriots. Number 0, in goal, Abigail Mortensen. Number 2, Valerie Zappa. Number 4, would you please rise, remove your hand, your head, your hats off your head, and for the playing of the national anthem.
Did you not copy and paste?
It won't let me pull it up while we're streaming live too. All right, coming to you live from Truman High School. We are here for another live sports broadcast. I'm Garrett Gordon, joined by Joni Oswald for this broadcast. We are here for the opener of the Truman High School game. They are playing against Oak Park in this one. Should be a good matchup. Truman returns a lot of talent, They have quite a few seniors on the roster. They also have some juniors. Anytime you're bringing back depth like that, that has to be a good thing. Joni, when you look at this team, are you seeing some people that you see could be standout? All right, sorry for the little technical glitch and hiccup there, but we are back for this girls' soccer game between these two teams. It looks like Truman came out in a little bit of a 4-1-4-1 setup. Could have been a 4-1-3-2. Kind of depends on how they line up. At the moment, Truman in the attack position, trying to get some early offense here. Looks like they have a throw-in on the far side. Defense pretty packed in tight for Oak Park early. Ball kind of bouncing around out there. No one in front of it. Out of play will be Oak Park possession as they try to move forward and advance on the attack. Unfortunately, Oak Park did not give us their rosters, so Oak Park will be referred to as their numbers in this game. Sometimes that does happen. High school soccer, never really know what you're going to get it. Throw in now for Truman. Looking in space there. Vanessa Reyes kicking it down inside. Scramble for the ball. Charlie Burton fires a shot just over the top of the goal there. So we're going back the other way. Joni, were you seeing anything on that attack?
No, there's not much. I definitely feel like the left side of the field could have crashed a bit more on the backside, but they failed to do so. Hopefully the next free kick that we have like that, we can rebound it and put it in the net.
All right, progressing now back towards midfield. Looks like trying to retain a little bit of possession here. It is Truman High School. Move it down out towards the wing. Valerie Zayafet trying to find some space. Back into the center of the pitch. Sandoval loses possession. Here comes Oak Park striding, going deep into Truman territory. She's looking for the cross. Deflected. Truman looking for a way to clear it. They have to get this ball out of danger.
I do believe our offense is looking solid. Charlie Burton in midfield is definitely helping them out, cleaning it up and getting the ball out of our territory.
Little loss of possession there. Leads Oak Park back on the attack. Truman dropping deep. Only one player forward. The rest of them in the box. That's a clear. Looking up ahead. Looks like Riley Smith is up top playing attack. Scramble for the ball on the outside. Oak Park back in possession. Moving forward. Tried through ball. Down the wing. Oak Park looking dangerous here. Looks like the fullback is all the way down. Zayafet trying to get in attacking positions. There's a little scramble there between Getman and Burton. Still Truman ball. Another turnover, and Oak Park has a chance to counter yet again. They're back on the attack. Nice defensive play there by Addie Simpson to hold it up, but they're still progressing down the field. Looking to cross. No one home. Comfortable for the keeper. Back out in attack, and it just seems to keep recycling possession for Oak Park. Struggle at the moment to get possession for Truman, but they're holding tough in defense. Cleared out by Reyes, and then out of play again. Oak Park continuing to pressure, continuing to push the ball forward. Looks like Truman is attempting to kind of play down the wings. They may need to try a little something in the middle of the park. Now in possession, Truman trying to break the other way. They have numbers. tries the through ball to Smith. Smith trying to outrun the defender. Not quite going to get there, but still in possession. Attack still going. Looking to cross. Open in the middle of the pitch. No one can get there, though. Refs calling for, is it a set piece or is it going to be a free kick? A little tough to tell. Looks like it's going to be a free kick, goal kick here for Oak Park. That was a nice attack. What were you seeing on that attack, Joni?
I saw the backfield really hustling towards the goal. The cross just, it made it to the back of the goal, but I don't think we quite had the amount of rebounders there to put the ball into the net. However, I do feel like it is a good start to the season to see this kind of stuff, this movement happening.
Was nice movement, all in possession there. In the middle of the pitch, still looking for more. Tough physical play. Physical play right there from Mercy Lassard. They call the foul. Maybe a little quick on that whistle there from the ref. But it will be the attack again for Oak Park. Free kick from about midfield. They're going to launch this one in. Nice turnover there. Sandoval steps in front for the interception. And Truman quickly trying to turn this into attack. Through ball down the wing. That looks like Laney Smith. Was that 15? Smith down the wing there. It's another throw-in for Truman. Headed back out of play. Didn't quite work out. It's going to be Oak Park ball. Now it's Oak Park with the goal kick. Both teams have been able to get some attacks off these goal kicks. Truman, again, recycling possession. That's Smith down the lane. There's an opening, but kicked back up the pitch. Truman retains possession, though. They're still in an attacking phase here. Back outside, down to the right wing. There's some space for the attack. Scramble on the side, back into the middle of the pitch. No one home, though. Oak Park looking to counter. Good defense again from Lassard. Breaks up the counterattack option. Again forward, Riley Smith, loose ball in the box. Loose ball in the box. Ref, looks like he's called a foul here. It's going to be a nice set piece right from the top of the goal box. Right outside the area. Looks like they're setting up the wall. There's options for here. Go either side of the net.
Charlie Burton's been known to have a strong leg as well. She's the top man whenever we get these kind of free kicks, so hopefully she'll put one in for us.
Top of the goal, hits the crossbar. Header is in. Header is in. Truman takes the early lead. What a play there. Burton with the free kick hits the bar. I believe, was that Zayafet that was able to sneak in there?
I don't believe so. I didn't catch the number of that player, but it was a great rebound, great header into the net.
Really checking in back there. The original kick was fantastic. It hits the crossbar, bounces back down into the box, and then coming through for the header. Really aware play. Oak Park now back in possession. They're going to start this kickoff 1-0. A really good start. Joni, whenever you start a season off with that lead, that's got to be a good feeling to start that season with the first score.
Yeah, it definitely brings a lot of energy to the team coming into the first game, especially with We have a lot of younger players, it seems like, out on the field right now. It just shows the team that it is possible to get a head start. It's something that the girls team has been known to struggle with in the past, but in these past couple of years has definitely picked it up. Charlie Burton, as a senior, coming back stronger than ever. So hopefully her and the seniors, Rochelle Sandoval, Abba Mortensen, Addie Simpson, are able to help lead this team and not only scoring but just showing the ability of teamwork and leadership that they have developed these 4 years out on the field.
That's a good call. Senior leadership so important. Always tough you can't really fake leadership. That's one of the things that's always there no matter what. Truman really pushing up their fullbacks. You can see Zayafet all way up the pitch. She was in attack positions there. You know, she's almost playing more like a wing back right now, not as much defense. Truman appears to really be trying to press the issue, looking for that second goal. There's Burton in the middle of the pitch. Kicks it out to Smith. Loss of possession there, though. Oak Park back on the attack. Another change of possession. Back forward. Looks like that one is going to get out of play, though. Truman back in possession. Another lost possession. Oak Park, it seems to be the passing not quite as crisp on this opening game as you'll probably see later in the season. Athletes early in the year, sometimes it's a little bit of rust, you see, right?
Yeah, definitely. You have off-season workouts and you have practices leading up to the first game, but first game is definitely prone to knocking off those preseason jitters for a lot of players. So
Burton just misses over that net there, but yeah, a lot of rust, right?
Right. So we'll see that pick up here as the season progresses, but first half of the season, we'll definitely see a couple hiccups coming on the field. However, hopefully the play will clean up here eventually, and we'll start seeing this.
It is sometimes tough early in the season. It really is. What we see a lot of times is just players trying to get back in shape too. You sometimes can see late goals, leak out plays. You're going to see counterattacks are really good early on. This is Zayafet. Truman has really turned up the energy. A slow start has turned into a lot of attacking play. They seem energized after that last goal, and they're moving forward again. This is Riley Smith, a little wide on that shot. Looked like she had Lainey Smith running down that outside there and maybe could have set her up for a shot. She also had a little help on the backside. It is a really good attacking form right now. Ball out of play again. No, saved, kept in possession. Oak Park not wanting to let it go. They're trying to get their own spell of possession as Truman really has dominated kind of the last 5 to 10 minutes of this game, and we're seeing a lot more progression forward. Again, it's a throw-in for Truman as they try and set up this attack. Recycling possession backwards now.
Abba Morton comes out of her box.
Burton with it in midfield, out to Zayafet. Zayafet looking in middle field for Sandoval. Sandoval makes a move, pushes it back up the pitch, back to Sandoval.
Fabulous string of passes they just had there.
How tough is teamwork like that to really get that timing down?
It is tough. It's such a big field that they're having to run out on. Big thing that coaches really push for is that string of passes. You kind of got to know your teammates and who you play with, their speeds, what foot they use, and really just hit them on those runs. It's a difficult thing to do, but we seem to be mastering it more as the game progresses.
Yeah, Truman really has seemed to open up this game when they started moving it through the midfield more early on. The attacks down the wing seemed a little bit futile. Now the attack seems energized. Throw again. Zayafet up the pitch to take this throw in. She's looking into the box just a little bit too far for Riley Smith there. And that's the keeper's ball. Going back, Oak Park really has not been able to get out of their own half of the field. I think they haven't had possession in their own half of the field within the last 10 minutes. They've been really struggling to push forward. The Truman attack, they seem to be pressing really high up the pitch, choking off the passing angles as you see Burton there stepping in for the interception. Battle for the ball in the center of the pitch there. Oak Park comes away with some possession, but again, that pressing, look at that press. Great defense. Cross in. Smith is there just a little bit behind her. Wasn't able to kind of get that one. Out of play yet again. But Truman retaining possession, recycling possession, looking like the much more dangerous side as we start this game. A really dominant first half for them so far. Could be 2-0. They've had a couple good looks at it. Of course, the Burton off the crossbar leading to the head-in goal earlier. Zayafet now has it, takes a swing, rebound. Getman was there, but didn't have a shot to really get set.
That was great hustle by Getman on the backside.
It's very important for them to kind of really look at that backside play. It seems like they have some openings there.
Yeah, especially with a lot of we seem to have a lot of stronger legs on the team this year as opposed to years in the past who are able to cross it. So that just means more work for the backside, but we seem to be following through with those plays.
It's always important to kind of really work on those leak-out plays, finding those plays on the backside. Lots of openings there. You know, Sandoval and Burton at the moment seem to just be dominating the middle of this pitch along with Schramm. What a shot from Schramm. Not quite. It was just a little wide left of the goal there. But, man, that was a shot, looks like from almost 20 yards out, and it was just a touch wide. What do you think about this middle of the pitch? It really does feel like that line there, right in the middle. The Schramm, Sandoval, and Burton line has choked off the passing lanes, and they're not really allowing Oak Park to get any kind of possession.
Yeah, it seems that those girls are working tremendously hard. Burton and Sandoval have been playing together for a while as well, so definitely that teamwork that's been there and that chemistry has helped motivate the middle to keep the ball.
And Schramm, they're working in a freshman. It has to be really good for her to be able to learn from some senior leaders like that, right?
Yeah, definitely. Help her step up as a leader in these next coming years. She's actually a sophomore, I believe.
Our roster does say freshman. That was off another set piece there. Looks like it went in the net. It was a Burton set piece. Truman is up 2-0. Truman up 2-0 at this moment. This is domination. This is domination in the first game of the season. 2-0. You don't normally see a high-scoring game like this on game one of the season.
Especially this early on in the game. We still got nearly 20 minutes left in the rest of the first half, so it's really cool to get on top of that, establish our dominance over the other team.
Oak Park looking to have almost anything to say in this game. They had a good spell early, but it has been all Truman all the time since that early kind of moments, kind of that first 5 minutes. Truman was trying to attack up the wings. They've been moving it towards the center of the pitch. Burton has just been killer off these set pieces. They've scored twice off them. And here we go again. Into the box. Lainey Smith's cross. The keeper quells it. Oh, Riley was there looking for the rebound. 2 set piece goals so far. Set piece is something they can really work on in practice. You can tell Tovar has this team really coached up and really understanding how to take advantage of the defense. But Oak Park now looking to progress. Burton again. Burton is rock solid in the center today. Great forward pass. A little loose on the touch there from Lainey Smith. back up the front.
Truman's second goal was scored by Laney Smith.
All right, Oak Park. Another interception from Burton. This could be a counterattack. No one making the run, though. Someone needs to be there. A little tough of a run for Riley Smith. There were two people kind of in front of her marking her. But good idea. Creative idea from Burton, who is, at the moment, commanding this midfield.
We do have a lot of quickness on the forward line as well. So as the season progresses, we'll see a little more of that speed come up on those fast breaks.
Great idea there from Burton. Just a little off on the pass, but she had Laney Smith kind of breaking down that backside. She seems to have really good vision. A little interplay here. Burton, heavy touch, out to Zayafet. Zayafet takes a go. Doesn't quite get there. Defense up in possession, though. Look how forward Truman's back line is right now because they have no threat from Oak Park. Oak Park has been very little threat. What a play there on the outside, looking for the cross. Riley Smith, not quite. But Truman retaining possession. Now losing possession. Back in possession. Sandoval battling in midfield. The outlet pass to no one. So Truman back on the attack. At some point, you would think Oak Park has to get a spell of possession or this game could turn ugly in a hurry. They have a chance at the counter right now. It's going to be the first time Truman's defense has seen any action in about 15 minutes as we move towards the 16.5-minute mark here in the first half. Riley Smith. Or that was Sandoval. Sorry. Laney Smith. Down the wing, just loses possession. Heavy pressure from Oak Park. Again, Truman seems to work much better up the center of the pitch than they do on the wings at the moment. But here's Zayafet in attack. She really does look to be playing more of a wing back in this game, as she has been in the attack almost all game. Burton sends it back. A little more progression forward here. Midfield, Schramm on the ball. Back to Burton. Burton trying a little 1-2 there. Didn't quite happen, but defense just continuing to dominate in the air, giving them no breathing room, no opportunity to push forward. Zayafet finding some room. Now passing back to Lassard. Burton to Zayafet. Heavy touch there, leads to an interception. Burton, though, right on it. Sandoval picks up the loose pass. Back to Burton. Up ahead, Getman has a shot at it. Going to be just a little bit too heavy. When you look at this defense, just not allowing Oak Park to get even close to the ball, what type of effort does this take as a team?
Takes a ton of effort. A lot of hustle is put into defense, especially. It's hard to catch up with the ball when the other team's passing it around, but Oak Park just cannot seem to retain possession within the single player. Our girls are really pressing up on them and gaining possession.
And they do it again. Look at this. Another loose ball. Truman first to it. They're really cycling well. This has been a dominant performance. It is very unusual to see a wingback pushed as far up as Zayafet is in this game. And she is controlling the left-hand side of this pitch. Lassard doesn't quite get to the loose ball. Oak Park has to be hoping they can turn this into some form of an attack. Not meant to be. Bad pass. Heavy touch from Lassard. Oak Park with it. Lassard, though, clears it out to Burton. Recycling the play back. Reyes with a nice clear. Middle of the park, Schramm, heavy touch. Ball rolling towards the out of bounds. It will be Oak Park throw on the far side of the field.
Truman's really doing a good job of utilizing every single player on the field as they're passing it back to a lot of the back defensive lines. It's good movement.
You always want to see that type of movement. Some teams, especially at this level, struggle with finding space, finding gaps in the defense. Truman has just been dangerous, been unstoppable in the attack. And here, again, just putting them on their heels. Burton tries a little step over, had her shaking a little bit, but couldn't quite get the move pulled off. Ball out of play. Oak Park now back on the attack. Deep in their own possession, though. Truman committing almost their entire team forward, just the two defenders sitting back in defense. It almost looks like they may have switched formations to 3 at the back and have both of the wing backs pushed up. Interesting change here from Tovar's. He seems to be sensing that they may be able to get a third here before halftime, as there is only 12 minutes and 45 seconds until we get to the break. Burton tries a little wishful thought on that one. 20 yards out is blocked by the defense, but you probably aren't questioning Burton at this point the way she's dominated the center of the pitch today. In defense again, can't quite free up the possession there. Oak Park, just no way to... The defense, I know I'm going back to this over and over again, but the defense has been unbelievable in this game.
Our back line just isn't allowing any passage.
That was a nice shot there from Sandoval. Good save right at the keeper. Yeah, but the defense playing unbelievable. Just unreal defense. Lassard clears it, but it is eventually off Lassard. Oak Park now will try and move this possession forward. Can they even get across midfield? Not yet. It has been a while. If you are Mortensen, you've probably been able to have a cup of coffee back there, taking a nice little break. Maybe she can count the trees. There's not many of them here. Maybe she's counting blades of grass because they are not testing her at all. How do you stay focused in a situation where you're just not having the ball come to you? Is it tough to stay focused in those situations? Does she have to be wary of a counterattack?
Yeah, it is definitely tough. I was a goalie for a bit, and I would just go back to imagining these kind of games where we're just always on the offensive side, just making sure you're staying warm, doing a few jumping jacks, keeping the eyes on the play, and maybe guiding your defense, your back line. But it seems that she's just kind of standing there now. She doesn't have much of a role at this point.
But she could always be threatened on the counterattack. It is interesting how this game has progressed. Tovar really does seem to have found some weaknesses. It's pretty clear they have 3 at the back at the moment. They may be using kind of a more fluid tactic. Sometimes it looks like the fullback's pushing up. Sometimes they're staying back in defense. A lot of running from Zayafet in this game. She's having to run right up and down the pitch. She's been a key cog down this left-hand side here. Truman trying to attack again. Schramm on it. Back to the center of the pitch for Oak Park. Can they get an attack going? No. Stoned again. Sandoval. Burton. The midfield has been unbelievable. Just destroyers. All of them. Burton now. Looking ahead. Cleared again. Trying to find any kind of opening. Burton spins. Finds Zayafet. Back to Burton. Heavy touch. That interplay is close to coming off. If they get that interplay going, watch out. There could be a 3rd goal, there could be a 4th goal, or there could be a 5th goal, as Truman is putting on an absolute clinic in this game. Oak Park, though, on the break.
Off to a fast break. Mortensen might come in handy here.
There could be a shot. The defense, yet again, getting the clearance. Reyes. What a play. Reyes just really an animal in defense, not allowing any breathing room back there. They had a 2-on-2 break, and they didn't even get a shot off. Didn't threaten the goal.
Great teamwork on that last play. Good string of passes as Truman goes down the field.
You always have to see that passing lane. That seems to be one of the most key, vital components for any midfielder in this game, and Truman's midfield full of world-class players right now. Just unbelievable performance at this point.
The ball control is tremendous on the Truman side.
Oak Park, though, trying to find their way back in, trying to make this a game because at the moment it's not much of a competition. But here's Oak Park on the break. No dice. Good defense again. I believe that was Lassard breaking up the run of play there. It is still Oak Park ball, though. They have a shot here. They're just outside the box, down the wing on the left side. No progression, though. Forced back a little bit. They still have possession. It's going to be a throw-in. Truman, for the first time in about 15 minutes, has everyone back here. And maybe even longer. Maybe more like 20, 25 minutes since Oak Park's been in any kind of position to really threaten. And just as quick as it started, it has ended. Truman back in possession. They've got a free kick. Roll it forward. Sandoval in control. Tries a through ball. A little hopeful there. A little hopeful, but nice idea. She had 3 players in attack. It looks like the pass was just a touch heavy. Back in the center of the pitch. Burton controlling the action out to Schramm. Schramm moving forward. Cuts back. Burton on it now. Been a dynamite in this game. Has space to work with. Progressing forward. Nice run from Burton. No one able to contain her. Working it back, though. Continuing to maintain possession. Oh, rough pass there. But Truman maintaining possession. Sandoval on it now. She's going to take a crack.
Strong kick.
Oh!
Just off the crossbar.
Crossbar from 20 yards out. We're talking a couple inches down, and that's a goal. A couple inches. What kind of skill does it take to strike a ball on the move from 20 yards with that kind of accuracy?
Definitely a lot of strength to get the ball over there, as well as just keen footing to be able to kick it in that sort of direction, especially from the center of the field.
Unbelievable. I have not seen this type of play at the high school level in quite a bit. This is a dominant opening performance. One team clearly on form, the other one a bit off color, so to speak, at the moment. And they're back in attack again. They are running them ragged. Zayafet attacking down the wing. Couldn't keep it in. She had runners in the box. Riley, Laney Smith were both waiting for a delivery that never quite came. Getting a little greedy. Looking for a third goal. Oak Park trying to counter. Lassard breaks up the action. Moves it back up the pitch. Truman quickly trying to counter here. They need to get people forward. Sandoval
Defenders are just backing off.
They seem a little bit frightened. Burton, there's a lot of space. Burton puts it
Amazing
in.
Kick.
15 yards away. Unbelievable strike.
She is really showing her strength in this game.
Just dominating the pitch. We're talking about someone that has been involved in everything. Dominating in the middle of the pitch. Both set pieces started by Burton that led to goals, and now from 15 yards out, when you're in a zone, this has to be a feeling.
Yeah, it's a great feeling to have such a powerful entity on the field, such as her. She really shows, she really keeps the team together, especially being in the midfield. She's doing an amazing job stringing passes together, as well as making these key plays, such as that last goal. We have about 5 minutes left in the first half.
What are you seeing from Oak Park that is, it feels like they're almost shell-shocked in games like this, where one team is so dominant, and I'm going to give you a second, but Burton almost connects on another wonder goal. But what do you think? When you've been involved in games where you're on the wrong side of things, if you're Oak Park and you're sitting here staring at a 3-goal deficit in the first half, how do you try and right the ship and turn something like this around?
It's definitely a deep hole to try to dig yourself out of. Creating that sort of lack of motivation is something. It's hard to become motivated when a team such as this is pressing offensively and defensively. Oak Oak Park really, they just need to get it together on the defensive end, and hopefully they'll get more offensive ties and maybe help tire the Patriots out a bit. But we're not having to work much on defense, so our energy just keeps growing and growing.
And we're seeing that the fruits of their labor, this high press has really squeezed out any energy for Oak Park. We are getting the late commentary there. That was a goal by Charlie Burton, in case you weren't listening to us. That is our announcers 5 minutes later letting us know what happened there. It looks to be a throw-in deep in their own territory here for Oak Park. And they give the ball away again. Riley Smith tries to center it up. Move. Burton, have a go. Have a go. Just over the bar. Burton feeling it from out there. Just shooting shots from outside of the box. Left and right. Maybe had a couple looks at a pass there, but it's tough to criticize someone that has been so dominant and is playing such a complete overall game right now. When you look at this, a lot of times we see players that can dominate on offense or players that are more defensive. When you see a player like Burton in this type of game that is doing it both ways and in all types of fashion, you have to be unbelievably impressed by something like that.
Yeah, you definitely are. It's tough to stop a player like that. Everybody knows about them. Everybody knows that you have to put an end to their dominance. However, sometimes it's just not possible. Charlie Burton over here shooting shots from the 20 and coming extremely close each one. Oak Park they really need to start pressing her if they want to see this spark come back.
How deflating is that when you know who they're going to and you just can't stop them?
God, it's so deflating. It's got to be so frustrating for Oak Park right now. I mean, it seems like they just can't keep possession. That's the number one thing that they really need to clean up if they want to get themselves back in this game.
It has been a dominating performance. We're getting close to the end of the half here. Really, really close. 2 minutes left in the half. And this onslaught has just continued. 3-0 up, not letting up on the attack at all. And it has just been, they call it the beautiful game in Brazil. This has been beautiful to watch. Sandoval trying to cut inside. Almost was another setup opportunity for a goal. A little solid defense there from Oak Park, not allowing that to go through. It would be very easy for Oak Park right now to just roll over. But they do seem to be trying to keep their effort up. They're looking for a little counter here.
Yeah, you definitely see the effort picking up. There's also a minute 20 left in the first half, so you got to give it your all before you get a big break like that. Maybe they'll come back with a different outlook and maybe pressure the Patriots a bit more, but right now it seems like they're not able to crawl out of this hole that they've kind of dug themselves. Truman is still up 3-0 right now, a minute left in the half.
Deflating feeling. You're down, all odds stacked against you, and they just keep turning it over. That was a free kick from the goal kick directly to Truman. It was just not a good kick, and Oak Park looks to be kind of falling apart a little bit here, as even their attacks, even things like this that look promising, you just get the sense that Truman is going to close down the angles and find a way to shut down any possible avenue for attack, which they did again right there. And now they're going to be able to press forward again. And when this continues to happen, the other team has to feel a little bit helpless, as Truman just looks to be content to run this time out. They're passing around the back of the pitch here.
Yeah, you definitely see their defense slacking off. There's only a few seconds left in the first half. And the half is over.
That wraps up an unbelievable first half. 3-0 at halftime. We will come back and join you probably about halfway through halftime for a little bit of analysis to talk with you about what we saw in that first half. Thank you for joining us here on THS Media Sports. We will be back. into the fight. I'll do a little bit of halftime with you, Joni.
Okay.
And we'll just kind of